everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Molly, also known as Mojo, and earlier this year I thru hiked the entire Appalachian Trail. Wow, I guess it was last year now since it's 2025. And last year I thru hiked the entire Appalachian Trail. I did a lot of hiking, but I also did some other fun non-hiking activities. So today I want to talk about my 5 favorite non-hiking extracurricular Appalachian Trail activities. At the end of this video, I'm also going to talk about one thing that I didn't do on the Appalachian Trail that I wish I had done. So stick around to the end to find out what that is. I tried to go on a hike today and bring y'all along with me and talk about these things on that hike, but it did not go as planned. The weather did not cooperate, so I decided to just come home and film here. I'll go ahead and put a clip from the beach this morning so you can see what I'm talking about.
The outdoors.
Back at home now, and I am in some nice, dry, warm, cozy clothes, and I'm gonna go over 5 of my favorite non-hiking activities that I did on the Appalachian Trail. I'm gonna talk about these non-hiking activities in order of how I did them, not in order of my favorite to least favorite. So I started in Georgia and hiked to Maine, so that's how I'm going to talk about these. So the first non-hiking activity that I did that I thought was really fun was soaking in the hot springs in Hot Springs, North Carolina. We did this at the Hot Springs Resort. So they have a variety of different hot tubs that they fill up with the natural spring water. Me and 5 other hiking friends reserved a group soaking tub, and we went and were able to spend an hour in the hot springs mineral water. So we had our own private soaking tub that had a view of the river behind us, and we spent an hour there. The Hot Springs Resort is a walking distance from downtown Hot Springs. I stayed at Laughing Heart Lodge, which is in Hot Springs, just up the hill a little bit, and we walked from there down to the resort. I think it was a mile or so not too far. And this was just a really fun experience to get some hiking friends together and just spend some time getting to know each other. Hot Springs is closer to the beginning of the trail, so we were starting to form a little trail family, so that was a fun activity to do. I did check the Hot Springs Resort website today, and as of right now, the resort is still closed, so I don't know what that means for 2025 hikers, if it'll be open by the time they get there or not. Hopefully it is, but because of the damage from Hurricane Helene right now, it is closed. That's definitely unfortunate. I really hope that they can get the resort back open so people can enjoy the hot springs again. Because there was 6 of us, soaking in the hot springs wasn't too expensive. I think it was $90 total, so each of us only had to pay about $15, which isn't that bad for an hour of time. Yeah, we all just had a fun time. So the next non-hiking activity that I did that I thought was really fun, that I would recommend other hikers do while they're on their thru hike, is to drive Skyline Drive, which is located in Shenandoah National Park. When I was close to the Shennys, my mother-in-law actually came to visit me, and one thing that we decided to do was to go into Shenandoah National Park, do a little hike, and then drive part of Skyline Drive, and it was just so pretty. I hadn't quite made it there on the trail yet. I was still in Glasgow, Virginia, so I still had, a few days of hiking to get there. It was fun to get a sneak peek of Shenandoah National Park, and Skyline Drive is so pretty. It has so many different lookouts and things like that. The entire Skyline Drive is about 105 miles. The internet says it would take about 3 hours to drive the whole thing one way. We didn't drive the whole thing. I think we just went to like the first wayside or so and got to go into the gift shop and look around and whatnot, and then we headed back out. But just that section of it was so beautiful. I really had high hopes for the Appalachian Trail in the Shennys because of that, and then was a little bit disappointed at like the first day or so, because while driving through there I saw so many pretty overviews and things like that, and then expected the trail to go by a lot of those, and then it just didn't. There's some history there. While the trail was being built, difference of opinions, I think, on whether the road should get the good views or the trail should get the good views. I don't know all of that history, but I know that there was some disagreement about that. The only reason I was really able to experience part of Skyline Drive via car was because my mother-in-law came to visit and she had rented a car. So that was how I was able to do it. So if you're on a thru hike and you don't have anyone in the area, some ways that you could do it is you could try to hitchhike out of the park back into Waynesboro, and then maybe from Waynesboro back into the park, just so you can see some of the views. If you really wanted to, you could probably rent a car out of Waynesboro, drive it, all of it, part of it if you wanted, and then return the car and keep hiking. That would be a fun little side quest. I also know that some thru hikers decide to hike all or part of Skyline Drive in the Shenandoahs because you get better views. You do have to worry more about cars because you're hiking on the side of the road, but you do get better views. If you are a purist, you're probably not going to do this, but if you don't care about that, it is an option. It really was a cool experience to drive part of Skyline Drive and to see some of the views that you don't see on the Appalachian Trail. So if you can figure out a way to do it, I think it's a really fun non-hiking adventure that you can do while on the Appalachian Trail. Another really fun thing that I did on my thru hike that wasn't hiking was when I went swimming at the public pool at Bear Mountain. This was one of my favorite days on the trail. I met up with some hiking friends that I hadn't seen in a few hundred miles, and we all decided to go swimming, and it was a hot day in July, and it was really fun just to be able to get in the pool and swim around for a while and just have a little bit of break from the heat and from hiking for a bit. The pool is basically on the Appalachian Trail. I'm pretty sure you have to walk through it, even if you don't go swimming. That is the trail. So it was right there. There was no extra walking, no extra miles or anything in order to get to it. It was right on the trail. When I went through, I think the governor of New York had said that swimming for the month that we were there was free, so we didn't have to pay anything, but I think typically it's like $10 or something like that in order to go, but when we went through we didn't have to pay anything, so that was also a perk. The Bear Mountain area has a lot of fun things. Right after the pool is the zoo, which again, the trail goes right through. Also spent a little bit of extra time looking at some of the exhibits, and that's where I saw my first bear on trail. So that area is pretty fun. If the weather's good, I definitely recommend stopping and swimming at the pool. The fourth really fun non-hiking extracurricular activity that I did was taking the train into New York City. I spent 4 nights in New York City. My husband actually came and flew in and spent those days with me. That was the only time that I saw him while I was on the trail. It was definitely nice to get to see him and get to do some sightseeing and things like that together. Neither of us had ever been to New York City before. And obviously there's so much to do in New York City. Some of the things that we did was we went to a show on Broadway, we went to Central Park, we rode the subway for the first time, we took it down to where the Statue of Liberty is and went to the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island, and just some other fun things. Pretty much jam-packed the 4 days that we had with fun New York activities. Getting to and from the trail from New York was honestly a little bit easier than I thought it would be. There are definitely different ways that you can do it, different towns or whatnot that will get you into New York City. But what I did was I contacted a shuttle driver in the Peekskill area and asked them if they could pick me up from a trailhead in the area. So they picked me up and brought me to the Peekskill train station, where I got on a train that took me to Grand Central Station. And then my husband met me at Grand Central Station and we walked to the hotel that we were staying at. And I did the same thing on the way back. I took a train from Grand Central back to the Peekskill train station, got picked up again by John, and he took me back to the trail. The shuttle cost me about $25 each way, and then the train ticket was, I believe, like $13 each way. So it cost me like $76 just to get to and from New York, but I think it was definitely worth it. A flight from Portland to New York is definitely going to be more expensive than that, and that is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, is because I didn't know when I would ever have the opportunity to go back to New York. Since I live so far away, it seemed like the perfect opportunity to go and explore the city, and I'm so happy that I did it. I would recommend a day trip into the city to any thru hiker. It is a pretty fun place to take a zero. The fifth non-hiking activity that I did on the Appalachian Trail that I absolutely loved was going to the Rest Day Sauna in Monson, Maine. We did this on one of the days we were staying in Monson at Shaw's. There's a lady who, her and her husband had built this sauna in their backyard, and they rented out to different people in town, and they let thru hikers use it. So we got a group of hikers together and went to do the sauna for an hour or so, and it was just, again, a really fun experience. I've done saunas before, so I knew that I really liked them. Some of my hiking friends had never experienced a sauna before, so that was fun. The property with the sauna is right on the lake in Monson, so we were able to spend a little time in the sauna, go jump in the lake, get back in the sauna, jump in the lake again, and it was just a really good time. Because we were in Maine and about to enter the last stretch, the 100-mile wilderness, we knew that our time on trail was coming to an end, so it was just really fun being able to, again, just spend some time with hikers while we're not hiking, and, you know, reminisce about our trail experience and what our plans are for after the trail and different things like that. It was just a really good time, and it's one of my favorite memories from the trail. The sky was so beautiful around the lake because we were there around sunset, and it was just a really fun experience. I highly recommend, if you're in Monson and you're taking a zero, to gather as many hiking friends as you can and go and do that, because it was really, really cool. So there was one non-hiking experience that I kind of had the opportunity to do and then decided not to do it, and now I do regret it a little bit, and that is biking the Virginia Creeper Trail. The Creeper Trail is a 34-mile long bike path that goes through Damascus, Virginia. So there are bike rental places in Damascus that will let you rent bikes from them, and then they'll take you to one end of the trail, and then you can bike back to Damascus. And I wanted to do this, and Bibo said he would do it with me if I really wanted to, but we had just done the marathon into Damascus, and I ended up deciding not to do it and deciding to rest and recover from hiking that marathon instead, which was probably the smart idea, but now I kind of wish that I had biked the Creeper Trail. Hurricane Helene has devastated about 18 miles of the Creeper Trail, so right now only about 16 miles are open. I think there's a lot of work that has to be done in order to rebuild the trail. That's definitely heartbreaking for the different communities that it goes through. I really hope that everyone can come together and rebuild the Creeper Trail, and this is definitely something that's on my bucket list that I'm going to go back to that area and do. So I'm really looking forward to it being rebuilt so everyone can enjoy it again. Through hiking the Appalachian Trail, you're obviously going to be hiking more than anything, but there are some really fun non-hiking activities that you can do. These are 5 of my favorite, but there are way more that you could do if you wanted. I know some people who went to Washington, D.C. for the day, some people who go into Gatlinburg outside of the Smoky Mountains, some people go to Dollywood, which is also in that area. There are so many different fun non-hiking things that you can incorporate into your thru hike if you have the time. I definitely recommend doing some of them because those are some of the memories that you're going to remember forever, just doing non-hiking related things with your hiking friends. If you have hiked the Appalachian Trail before, or if you live in the area, please comment some of your favorite non-hiking activities that are close to the Appalachian Trail. If you're a potential thru hiker, what activities you're looking forward to doing this coming hiking season. And like always, let me know if you have any questions. I'll do my best to answer those. Thank you all so much for watching, and mighty fine hiking, everyone!